everyone, and welcome to Doll Talk, where we talk about Barbies and news and other stuff. I'm Vinicius Santana. I'm here with the amazing Michael. Hi, Michael. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm just fine, and I'm a little bit better because you are here with me today to discuss Barbie. And we already had some talk a little bit before talking to you guys on the other side of the screen. And um, I think we should talk a bit about ourselves so you meet us. And I just met Michael, and he's been so amazing. He's um, he's an amazing collector. He have all these prototypes. Some of them we don't have. We can talk about, right, Michael? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Vinicius. I'm from Brazil. You may get it because of my accent. I'm not an English native English speaker, so forgive me if I make some sense. But the more important, we're here to talk about Barbies. And Michael, can you show a little bit about yourself to our guests here today, to our viewers?
My name is Michael. I started collecting Barbie when I was 11 years old. My parents collected antiques and collectibles, and they encouraged, collecting things. I always liked dolls. I always liked fashion. I played with my sister's dolls. And so one year, my dad and I went to a doll auction, and he let me borrow some money. And so for $17.50, I got a 30-gallon trash bag full of vintage Barbie and G.I. Joe. And that's how it started. I had to pay him back. I was only making $4 a week for my allowance, so I didn't get my allowance for 5 weeks. My dad was very encouraging. Anytime I would ask if I could borrow money to buy something, he would let me borrow money, but then I would not get my allowance for weeks or months. I remember being so happy one time when I got a raise from $4 to $5. I was very excited. But I've been collecting for 44 years. I'm going to be 56 in December. I started back in 1994. I started collecting prototypes and samples. I had gotten one for Christmas one year. My dad bought me for Christmas, and I ended up having to sell it, unfortunately, to make money to go to the senior.
Certainly. Which one was that?
It was a Playtime Barbie from Europe, and so it was stamped sample, not for sale on the stomach, and so or on the outfit, and so I had to sell it to go to the prom because, of course, I got to go to the prom. Barbie goes to the prom. I need to go to the prom. And so anyway,
I hope it was a nice dress.
I got an okay price for it. It wasn't real fancy.
No price. I hope you sold it for a nice dress. That what I would have paid.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I thought you said yeah, I did. We had a good time at the prom, and so then I had a friend that worked at Mattel, and I kind of wanted to get a sample or prototype doll, and so I got 3 prototypes from her, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, 3. And then I thought, this is really fun. And I sold off almost all my regular collection. And 3 prototypes turned into 30. That turned into 300. And now I have 3,000 prototypes.
Oh my God. And this is such a hard niche to get into, right? Because you have to have connections.
Yeah. And I thank God I started young, well, getting into collecting prototypes and samples, 30, plus years ago, because my competition is much bigger now. Back in the day, it was maybe 4 or 5 people. Now my competition is probably somewhere between 65 and 70 people that I have to compete with. But luckily, I made those connections a long time ago, and I'm very fortunate. I'm very, very lucky. I don't ever think that I'm not. And I also work very hard at it. It's a job. It's my collecting, probably like you're collecting. I know, you have a job and everything too. But I spend about somewhere between 40 and 80 hours a week hunting down stuff for my collection. Like, for example,
huge
this
amount of
morning,
time.
yeah, like this morning, it was, I think when I sent you a message, it was I think 5 o'clock in the morning here in the US, and I was already up, and I had gotten up to bid on something, and then I went back to bed after I had a snack, So anyway, it's a great
And
hobby.
did you manage to get it at all?
Yep.
You were looking?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Oh.
Yes. Oh. Sure. But that's why whenever I tell people, and go ahead.
No. I'm
Oh,
listening to you.
I was just gonna say that's why, I'm on Facebook. You can look me up under Michael Osborne. I'm on Instagram at ProtoGuy69, where I show.
Everyone should look down here for the Michael accounts names. The address will be there.
Yes,
You can keep
I
it.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate you doing that. And every week I post a new picture of a prototype or a sample or a one-of-a-kind doll every Sunday, which is fun. I like doing that. But it's a great hobby. I love it. I've met so many great people, and I tell people also, people will ask me for advice sometimes, and I'll say, send
Of
me a
course they
message
do.
at 2 o'clock in the morning, send me, because chances are I will answer anybody's question, any time of day, because I am up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I've set my alarm, for 4 o'clock to go bid on something, go back to bed, and so, please follow me and comment on my photos, and I think you'll get a really great viewing pleasure. I think you'll have a really great viewing pleasure. One of the things, I'll give you a little sneak peek that you can see, and I post some rare things on there that not always Barbie, but one of the things I posted this is a 1959 invitation to the Mattel Christmas party.
This is amazing. He was just showing me that, and I was bummed. Show them. You can show them. Show them a little bit more, please.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, I got these. I have pink, which I think is kind of ironic for Barbie. I have pink ones, and then I have beige ones too. And I'll show some other stuff too on our program here that we now have. I'll show some other things, crazy things that I have found on eBay that just blow people's minds that are out there or exist. One of my favorite things, and I'll show it sometime in the future, is I love people that take bad pictures on eBay. And so there was this picture, and I had bought something from a friend of mine, and she was mailing it, and I won this auction. And so I come home, and my husband says, "Oh, your box is there by the front door." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I picked it up, and I'm like, "What is this?" Because it weighed 17 and a half pounds, which is
Oh my
very
God.
heavy. Well, what it had been on eBay that I had won, and once again, bad picture, it was 17 pounds of vintage Mattel Barbie hair from the 60s.
Oh my God.
And
Run.
yeah, all in tubes, long tubes. In fact, one of the tubes I have is 4 feet long. But it's vintage Barbie hair that we used on Barbie and all the Mattel dolls. And the person worked in the hair department from 1963 to 1974. Anyway, and there was also wigs in there, doll wigs, and I've actually been able to find some of the doll wigs on old Mattel catalogs. You can tell that I own that wig from that doll.
Oh, and Nilo, is that right?
Yes. Ran.
Oh God, the original doll catalog.
Yes. And one of the wigs, I was like, "What in the world?" And I went and looked at my old Mattel catalogs. Well, when they put the wig, it was a baby doll. When they put the wig on the doll was still wet with the paint, and the wig stuck to the side of the face. And I have that wig because you can see the paint.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway, come join me, on Facebook.
Such a lucky guy.
See fun stuff. I am very lucky. I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky to have met so many wonderful people in this hobby. That's, really a blessing too, is meeting all the great people from around the world, like in Brazil and people in Japan, Germany, and it's really great. I learned more about um, language and geography collecting Barbie than I did in school because I'm all around the world.
Your parents should be proud.
I hope so. I like to think they are. So.
I'm Vinicius. I am 36 years old now. I'm a medical doctor here in Brazil. I'm specialized in women's health. I'm a gynecologist, obstetrics, and I'm a mastologist. I don't know if you have this kind of specialization in Brazil, but I'm specialized in breast cancer. And I love to do my job. And as you can see, I love Barbies. And all I do between my work and my sleeping is Barbie. I love Barbie since I was just a kid. I was not so lucky like Michael to have parents that supported me. But once I got my first money, this went right on to Barbie. And it has been this way for the last 20 years. And I'm so proud of what I gathered around with my collection. And Michael was so supportive when I just called him. Hey, Michael, wanna do and he wasn't even aware of my first name at the time. Hey, Michael, we want to do a show about Barbies, and talk about Barbies, and he just said yes. He never asked what it was about. What are you going to talk about news? Are we going to talk about other stuff about Barbie? No. He just said yes. I want to talk about Barbie, and that's how you tell someone is passionate, it's in love with Barbie, right?
Oh yeah, I think if I got cut, I probably would bleed pink glitter. So
that was amazing. I'm gonna steal that one for myself.
Yes.
And Michael, you can correct my English anytime you want. I will not be sad or not be mad at all if I say something wrong. Okay? Actually, you will be kind to correct me. Okay?
Oh, well,
I don't want to be messing around with things.
right. And I know very little, Latin languages other than hola, and I can say, where's the baño, and
yeah. But it's funny.
That's it.
Where's the baño? In Portuguese, you say, onde está o banheiro?
We'll try to learn it.
No, you don't have to. But I think maybe someday you can visit Brazil. You can stay at my home because here in Latin America, we are so passionate about people that you are already invited to visit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah.
And
I live in Brasilia. It's not a city that most of American people, USA people know, but it's the capital of Brazil. It's a city with amazing architecture. You should look for that later. You are already invited.
I actually, believe it or not, I actually know that because I used to work for Marriott Hotels, and I actually used to book rooms there in Brazil for people.
Really? Oh,
yeah. I book stuff especially for Carnival and everything, and so yes, so I'm actually familiar with not super familiar, but yes, I do know.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about all your dolls. You can visit me, but I know every single doll. Okay, Michael?
Well, yeah.
Every single doll.
I totally get that because I've had people that said, oh, well, are you sure you have all your dolls when I leave? And I'm like, oh, I'm real sure I have all my dolls. I have a relative, actually, they're no longer a relative, which is a totally different story, but they just asked too many questions about my collection. And so, like, what's the most valuable thing? And, where do you keep it?
Suspicious.
It's very suspicious. And so I don't know if you had them there in Brazil, but my other sister came and I said, oh, I wanted to show you a doll. And I showed it to her and I said, look at the necklace. And she said, oh, that's really pretty. And I said, it's a video camera. And it was that video girl Barbie. And I said,
he will 2009.
I said, he will never be allowed to come into my home or into the Barbie room because I have these in the Barbie room.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'm just kidding. I totally.
no,
I'm inviting you to my house, so I obviously trust you. I
yeah,
just
no,
kidding.
that's
Okay?
no, I know you're kidding, and and if you ever come and visit with me, I'm sure you'll be okay when I pat you down before you leave to make sure there's nothing in your pocket.
Yeah, of course you can look at my purse. No,
Okay.
I don't know if you use it in purse, but I use it.
I have a backpack, so
Yeah, I have a backpack here as well.
yeah, me too. It's really fun when you go through. You talked about going to a convention and you weren't able to get in, and I wasn't able to get in either. But it's really interesting when you go through security at the airport and they scan your backpack and they're like, what in the world is in that backpack? Because I have these clear boxes, and usually I'll take a few things to show friends. Yeah. And they just look at me like, and I'm like, oh, it's a Barbie. And they're like, oh, okay. So they don't seem too upset, but it is kind of funny sometimes the looks I get going through airports. They x-ray everything. So I know one year there were some friends of ours and they were having a showing, and we were going from California to Arizona, and security stopped us because we had a doll in a box tied down, and they actually thought, now I don't know how they thought this, but that we were actually carrying a body in the suitcase. And I'm like, okay, well, the doll is like this big, how do you think I'm carrying a full-size human in a suitcase? Like,
Oh my God. You should say it's not a body, it's a bombshell.
Yeah. I was like, so anyway, crazy. So anyway,
So last month we have some amazing news and some news that were not so good. So let's start talking about what we had last month on Barbie universe. Can we do that?
Of course.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So let's just say, Barbie Basics collection. I don't know if Michael is a huge fan of Barbie Basic collections. I personally love it. And they are doing some reboot of this series, and they are bringing some really nice dolls, kind of. And we have some new face sculpts that's supposed to be used on the next dolls. I'm sorry. So, Michael, how you feel about this collection?
I think it's really great. I did not get them, but I love them. What I think is really interesting is that the basic sets, this next wave of them, from what I understand, they do not have 3 bodies. They have eliminated the the create a doll, where you create your own basics that came with the 3 heads and the 3 bodies. From what I understand, they have eliminated, I heard 1 and then I heard 2 bodies, that they've eliminated them, so you're only going to get 1 body or 2 bodies with the heads. So I think that's interesting. I think the price point for what you got originally was really good. You basically got 3 dolls, in all these outfits and everything.
I think the YouCreate thing.
The YouCreate. I think that they probably, with everything going on in the world, as you know, between tariffs and all sorts of stuff, I think they probably were forced to cut down on them. I still think it's a great series. I think the Basics is really a great series. I know, Bill created those, for collectors to be able to do, play with the original Basics in the black dresses, a high quality doll at a good price point. When you don't have a lot of
cups and screenings.
Screenings and hairstyles and face paint. And one of my things I have, and I'll try to find it and copy it, was the original names for the basic dolls, because originally they actually had names and then they changed them to numbers.
Right now,
I don't know if a lot of people know that.
I'm sorry.
And so I have the list.
Hey, can you repeat that, please? My connection was not good.
Originally, the Barbie Basics in the black dresses originally, apparently, all were going to have individual names and
Oh,
then they ended up numbering instead. And somewhere I'll have to find it. I have a list of all the names that they were going to be called. All the
my God, I need these.
yeah. So, but I think the basics is a great line. I think it was great then. I think it's evolved, now from the looks, from the basics to the looks to now um, uh,
The bakes
the
again.
red carpet, but the new line of basics. I think it's great. People can get a nice doll, nice screening, everything. And I heard
Let me ask you
recently,
something.
yes.
Yeah, no, I'm curious now. What you heard recently?
Well, I heard that the next wave. That's why, you know, even though I didn't get to go to the Barbie convention last year, people always talk, and Mattel talked about the new line is going to have new face molds. They're going to be dressed, I guess, in
beige.
beige. Yeah, I was going to say basic colors, but not basic colors, but in neutral. That's the word I was looking for, in neutral tones. I heard there is a new Ken body that is going to be introduced in that series too.
That's absolutely right.
I'm very excited to see what they come up with. Mattel has like so many head molds that I don't think we'll ever see all the head molds they have. I'll tell you a real quick story. This friend of mine that worked in Mattel back in, this was back in 1991. Okay, so 1991, they were going to do a Gloria Estefan doll.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And look how long it was till we got it.
Oh my God, that has been so. They used the same faces. They actually did the doll, the prototype.
Yeah, she actually worked on it. She actually worked, and then it got canceled. There's another celebrity that they were going to do too. I'm not going to say what it was because it has not come out. I don't know if it'll ever come out. But I know, for example, when they did the Barbra Streisand doll, they had a Barbra Streisand head mold since the 80s. And they were trying. And so they've got hundreds of head molds that we've never seen. So I'm very curious to see what comes up. What we get with this new Ken head mold. I'm very excited.
I believe, I don't know if I'm right, but I think that they maybe do the doll, send it to the artist before they even allow it. Is it right? Because they did it with the Princess Diana doll.
The Princess Diana is a very interesting story. The head of Mattel wanted to do that doll, and it was, from what I understand, because I had friends that went to Toy Fair that year, the doll showed at Toy Fair, and buyers said, this is what I was told, buyers from the businesses said, no, it's too soon. She had only died, she died in August, and this was February of the following year. And they said it was too soon. But the other thing I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard it more than once. So, if you hear something more than once from different sources, you kind of got to wonder. They actually sent a prototype of the Diana doll to them, and they were horrified when they opened up the box because I guess they weren't really sure what.
That's absolutely true. I read the story. It was written by the actual, I don't remember her name, the actual designer of the doll. They really did it, and they sent it to her sister. Her sister opened up the box and had this, I don't know, you know what? And so the doll was canceled right after that. They never allow it to be done.
But no, they do, they show the dolls. I know several celebrities that they've shown or tried to do a doll of multiple times, and I keep crossing my fingers that they'll finally say yes. But they've said no multiple times, and they will do that. They will. I have a doll that is supposed to be Demi Moore, and at the time, she was married to, it's kind of a long story, but she was married to Bruce Willis. They owned Planet Hollywood, and they wanted to get Planet Hollywood.
And she was a friend of Jubera. Is that right?
I'm sorry, what was that? She was afraid of.
She was a friend of Gilbert, that was CEO at Mattel at that time,
Yes.
and
Well, yeah.
she even
I don't
helped
think they were
Mattel
friends,
to
but
do the Elizabeth Taylor doll.
yeah. I don't know if they were friends, but I know that Demi Moore had gone to the Dream Halloween several times and bought dolls, and but anyway, they wanted to do these Planet Hollywood dolls, and as now this is the story I was told from the person it came from. Anyway, they made her a doll, supposedly of herself, to give it to her, and to try to tempt them because they knew she was a doll collector, to do the Planet Hollywood dolls because she was married to Bruce Willis. She was, and so anyway, they ended up. I actually have photographs of the prototypes of the Barbie and the Ken, and there was going to be a Teresa.
Really?
Then they canceled them. I have one of the Demi. I have the doll that Demi they gave.
Can you show us some picture? Can you send me some picture of her for us to see? Or it's a secret? Is it a secret?
Barbie and Ken? Yeah, I can. I can. They're in my files somewhere. But yes, I can. I'd be more than happy to try to find those pictures for you.
So everyone here can see.
Yes, absolutely. But but yeah, you're right. The celebrities, they get shown the dolls. They say yes. They say no. I know one celebrity, they offered $2 million to do a doll of them, and they said
Can't imagine.
no.
Ooh.
They said no, and if you look through my photographs, you'll probably be able to figure it out on my account. You'll be able to see who it is. And
God, I'm curious now.
And they said no, and then that celebrity came back the next year and said, "Okay, well, I'll do it for $2 million." And Mattel said, "No, your chances. We offered you, and you said no, and sorry, So
Madonna? Is it?
No.
You're a mean person. You're
I'm not
very curious.
No, but I do know that she has been approached several times.
Madonna?
Well,
Are you saying about Madonna?
yeah, I know that I've heard that multiple times from multiple sources. I don't. I'm going by what I've been told, so that's not. I don't want to start any rumors or any. But that's what I've been told. But no, but this particular celebrity, and you'll see her picture in my pictures there. They came back, or she came back and wanted to do it, and they said no, that the time had passed. There's a lot of celebrities that don't want a doll of them. I think they feel kind of awkward.
And sometimes we have dolls in like in the looks line or in the even in the basics line that are supposed to resemble some celebrities, even though they don't put the name or the face fading of the doll. Just like, exactly. I don't know if you know that, but probably yes. The Marisa doll from the Model of the Moment collection, she was made after Gisele Bündchen, that it's a Brazilian supermodel.
Oh, okay. No, I did not know that. I don't know if you know this or not. The Deidre head mold for Deidre Hall, who was in the soap opera line. I don't know if you remember that, but they did a whole line, and she was Marlena Evans. Yeah. Next time you look at her, also look at Grandma Hart. Or no, I'm sorry, Grandma from the Happy Family.
Okay, I will try to look after that. Now I see. See. It blows my mind.
They blew the head up. They made the head bigger, and they will reuse. They've reused celebrity head molds several times. Kind of a funny story. Do you remember the Cinderella with Brandy in it when they did the Cinderella? Right. Well, originally, they were going to do the dolls, and I don't know if you've ever looked. Probably you and your viewers have. On the back of the Disney dolls, they usually say Disney on the back of the head. Well, all that Disney Cinderella stuff got canceled. Well, apparently, and I'm saying apparently, Mattel liked the idea of the Brandy. I actually have a prototype Brandy Cinderella that actually is stamped Disney on the back of the head. And then all the other Brandies, when they came out with it, they have a different marking on the back of the head because it
Oh my
wasn't
God.
as the product. Um, and I also have a doll that's suspiciously, it's not painted, but it came with the brandy, and I suspect, and I'm just saying I suspect, it was going to be her fairy godmother,
Oh, they
which
never
would
made
have
it.
been which would have been Whitney.
Oh.
They had, yeah, and
So
so
maybe sometime we can get a Whitney Houston doll.
maybe maybe it seems like they're licensing a lot of her songs and things here in America for different things lately. So maybe one day we will get one. I don't know, but it's interesting that that
Can you
Cinderella
imagine her in the bodyguard? It
oh,
would be a huge success.
well, the one I would want would be Whitney in I Want to Dance with Somebody. I would lose my mind.
Oh, that, oh, wow, that 80s. Okay, okay, I would wanted her in the bathtub.
Ah,
I'm kidding. Oh, that was not a nice joke. I'm just kidding.
oh, oh, but it's interesting. Like, and I think a lot of, and I've even seen celebrities interviewed on talk shows and stuff when they say, they have an action figure or a doll of them, and they're like, yeah, I just, I did it, but I feel kind of weird if there's, kids taking clothes off of my doll, and me marching
That's
around
a
naked as a,
bullshit.
but that's,
No, that's an honor to have your doll made up.
I would think, I mean, I have somebody, this was years ago. Somebody as a gift made a mini Michael of me.
Oh,
And it's when I had more hair and I was blonde, and it it's got brown eyes and it has hoop earrings and all that stuff. So, and that was just a doll that was made for me as a gift. I was thrilled, to death with that. So I would think it'd be kind of cool to have a doll made of yourself. You're a part of history.
it's an accomplishment. You have an Oscar, you have the Grammy, you became a Barbie. That's the kind of honor that is.
Yes, you became a Barbie, so it's an honor, I think. So
I think it had as well. So about Barbie basics, we were talking about. I don't know if this is a very popular opinion, but I think that the first ones were so much more well drawn, and they had this amazing model muse body. What I'm a huge fan of. It's a body that makes Barbie look so much better than the nature move body. And I don't think that this collection we have right now. Yeah, yeah. No, I love the nature move body, but I think that for a collector like me, that it's a huge that like to expose instead of playing. The model use body is so much better, and I think that Mattel should not have taken this name to this line. I think that we have actually the Barbie look is line that came before, just rebranded. And I don't think that it's the same Barbie Basics collection. I love so much more the first waves we had, just like in 2009, 2010, the Barbie Basic jeans, the Barbie Basics in metallic shades. So I don't think that's a very popular opinion, but I think that it's okay, no problem. And the idea they had to put this interchangeable heads. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing idea. But I don't know where they are going right now. I think that the Mattel tends to put a high standard, and the second, third wave they are just going downhill.
well, I think what they do is not all the time, but they get you hooked. They get you hooked, and then
Yeah,
they go
that's the
down.
word.
They're it's like they promise you a lobster dinner, and then when you ask for your second lobster, let's say it's an all-you-can-eat restaurant, you're like, oh, and then instead of giving you lobster the next time, they give you shrimp. It's
That's right.
they hook you. I, for one, now this is just me, and I know this is not a popular opinion. I cannot stand the made-to-move bodies. I absolutely cannot stand the made-to-move bodies. Give me a Barbie, give me a model muse, give me a belly button body. If you got to give her jointed arms, I cannot stand the made-to-move. And I just think it just makes it kind of play line for me. That's just me, so that's my opinion, so.
I think that most collectors, the real collectors, don't really like the made-to-move bodies, but the louder ones, the collectors that stands out, the ones on Instagram, they are a huge lover of the made-to-move body, and they make their voices being heard. So I think that's the problem.
Right. I mean, it's
they are quieter.
Right. It's so bad where I've actually been offered prototype dolls with made-to-move bodies, and I've said no.
I don't know if I had this actual the balls to do it, but
I'm like,
I think that
I'm like, no, I don't like those bodies. I don't want them in my collection.
so
give me something else. Give me
the first basics line. Did you have it?
I bought, yes, of the basics, yes, in the black dresses, yes.
Yeah,
I bought those. I love those. In fact, I'll tell you something funny. I learned a lesson when you go to a convention. They have a raffle room, and you can buy raffle tickets and put in tickets. Well, this is back in 2012. I never win anything. I am not that lucky at raffles. I actually won.
Oh, come on! You want all the luck in the world? You should leave it for some of us a little bit.
Well, I will. I mean, I'll leave you some, yes, but I won, and I'm like, I live in Texas, so this was in California. I won the full-sized presentation board for the Barbie Basics dolls.
Oh my god!
Which is 4 feet across and almost 7 feet tall, because it's actual photographs of the dolls in boxes, and it's huge. I don't even have it. It's actually at my best friend's house because I could not figure out how to ship it from California.
Okay, I can store it for you here.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll send. Okay, sure.
If you sometimes if you don't have any space, I'm here.
Oh, okay, great. All right, I will do that then. I will send it. But yes, I did basics. I did buy the basics. One of my favorite things about the basics, and I don't know about you too, was those accessory packs. Those accessory packs
were amazing.
I still use them to this day. In fact, last night I needed a belt for something, and I just happened to. Luckily, we have a store here that many of your American viewers will know, and it's called Big Lots, and they sell discounted stuff. They had the Barbie basic accessories for $8.
Oh my god, $8?
Yes,
that's not even conceivable in my mind.
And so, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I actually worked down the street from a Big Lots. I had a 30-minute lunch. I literally ran from my job to Big Lots and bought 8 of those accessory packs, and then ran back, and I had 5 minutes to eat my lunch. That's
no. But did it worth it?
Oh my god, hell yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm still using those. I'm still using those belts. In fact, I have a doll that I'm going to show tomorrow that I needed some shoes to match the outfit, and I couldn't find the shoes. But you know what? That basic set had the shoes that I needed.
Oh my god. They were amazing. Bill Green was such an amazing designer. That's why I'm completely shocked that Mattel let him go while keeping. I'm sorry for the fans, but while keeping Carlisle as a designer. I'm not a huge fan of Carlisle. I know everybody's gonna hate me, but I'm not a huge fan. Actually, I will try to put it in a different way. I'm not a huge fan of his designs. I don't have anything against him as a person, but I'm not a huge fan of colorful and not so well thought designs.
I'm gonna behave myself. But no, he has, let's just say he has a very special style. Um, that, that I just no, no.
Yeah, it's not my kind of stuff, and Mattel is not paying me, so it's Mattel is not uh, advertising on our channel. So let's make the truth outspoken. I will say that, and now Carlisle, after not being out, after Bill is out of Mattel, he just took the line. Now he just took the basics line, and he's making the dolls now. He's designing the dolls now.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Mattel is when they go to they're a little bit better in their process, but years ago it used to take anywhere between 2 years and 18 months for a doll to make it from drawing to actual product on the shelf. So, for example, some of these dolls, let's just use the basics, those probably were worked on over a year ago. They probably were worked on way back. So I think now Carlisle's, like you said, has taken over probably this next wave coming. I don't know for a fact that he did, but those dolls could have been designed as long as 18 months ago. So we'll just have to see what the final wording is, if they credit him for doing these or not.
Yeah, but he already did the YouCreate line. The YouCreate line was made by him, but Bill Greening, he made the line itself with the 5 dolls that came last year. Oh, this year, not last year, this year, in just 2025. Yeah, and Carlisle already made the YouCreate line, and he's taking over all the line to himself.
We'll see what happens. We'll
see what happens. Yeah, but we will, and unfortunately, we will have the dolls created by Bill Greening in the 2010s for us to compare.
Right.
Let's see who do it better.
and luckily, we still have dolls. Bill even said this, that he's got stuff that's in the 26 line. So yeah, he said that when he put the announcement on that there were going to be dolls for 25, and he had some things in the 26 line. So luckily we still got Bill, in the house, but I'm, whatever comes out, I'm sure we will have plenty to talk about on the channel here. And
yeah, of course, I am absolutely sure. And about that, we're talking about Carlisle, so let's talk about another Barbie that was made by him. That was the Patti Wilson doll that was presented last month, in September, and that was a huge surprise for me, because we had just the Kid Super doll just a couple of months before that, and I was not expecting this line to be with a second doll this year so soon.
Yeah.
And it was created by Carlisle. And sometimes here in Brazil, I used to say that Carlisle, I'm not a huge fan of Carlisle's designs, just as I said before. But sometimes when he is not allowed to do whatever he wants, he can make some good drawings. I'm not a huge fan of this doll, the Patti Wilson doll, for the design itself, but I think that it's out of the box, and it goes with consistency to the designer design.
Yes.
I agree. What I'm saying?
It goes with the designer, but I'm sure I was gonna say I'm sure you'll agree, but maybe you won't agree. And the watchers too. It goes with her style. My problem is, quit giving us this imitation leather that's going to fall apart in 2 years. That was one of the critiques that I read when they first posted it, was, why do you keep giving us this imitation leather?
I agree.
And we talked about this outfit.
Beautiful.
We talked about this outfit earlier, but I love this outfit. I'm panicked about that skirt. What's going to happen 2 years from now? What's going to happen? Am I going to, one day go into my Barbie room and there's going to be a little pile of, pink leather pieces. I wish they would get away from doing stuff with that fake leather. I'm sure that designer does other things that don't have leather. But
Yeah,
that was one of my main things with that was um, that
and
doing that.
it's not a Mattel problem, you know. Uh,
No, it's not really a problem, but
Hot
um,
Toys, for example, that made dolls. So
thing is, oh yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you stopped there for a moment. I
you there?
apologize.
No, so you were saying?
Oh, my thing is, it's not really a Mattel problem, but it kind of is because explain to me why we have the fake leather coat um from the 60s, the white leather car coat that still has not fallen apart after 60 years. Um Winter Holiday. Winter, yeah, I believe Winter Holiday. Anyway, um why that coat is still not
I
falling.
don't know if it's. Is it really fox leather? Isn't it real leather?
No, it's not. No, it's not real leather. No. So
Oh,
to me,
that's interesting.
that's a problem. Um, if I don't know if you have her, or I'm sure some of your viewers have, um, the Scarlet O.
You are here with me. It's our channel.
It's our chat. Well, yeah, our chat, but I mean, I know you have a following before I, came along, but the Scarlett O'Hara in the green dress, which now is brown, it looks like a rotten avocado because of the
Green.
material. Um, from
Mine
90.
is still green.
Okay, a lot of them.
The first one.
The first one, yes, the first one. Yeah, no, not that other one.
The
No,
first one.
the first one. They look like a bad avocado. They've turned brown. I've seen many of them. You know, they can put a little bit more. As far as I know, they can put a little bit more money in. I'll tell you a very interesting story. A friend of mine who worked on the holiday Barbie, one year. I'll just say 1 year because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. And so anyway, they it went. This was back in the 90s. So let me say this was back in the 90s. They showed the holiday Barbie, and the designer was told, no, it's too expensive for all of that. So you need to modify it. So she went back, tore off some of the layers of the tulle, presented it again, and they said, that's fine, we'll go ahead and do the doll. You want to know what the price was? That it was too high? It was 75 cents.
Oh my God.
And they said, it's too much money for the materials and everything. It's too much money. You need to bring it down. So she went back, tore off the tulle, some of the layers of tulle, and it came in at 72 cents. And they said, okay, that's fine. And it got approved.
Oh my God. I believe that it work in scale. So for them, this can make some sense. But for us collectors, it means the I don't know the word. It means buying or not buying the doll.
Right.
They can have 75 cents in expenses that they're
Right.
taking off, but they can lose the consumer. They
But
can
on a
lose the
$40
collector.
doll, on a $40 doll, that was the cost. Because holiday Barbies were $40, back then in the 90s. And that's why the Hallmark ornament does not match the actual doll that came out that year, is because I guess Hallmark had already gotten the sketches of the doll, and then they costed it down. And so, and because once again, my friend was a sample maker, and she says, I remember her actually talking to me on the phone that night and saying, this holiday Barbie is going to be fabulous, but it was too expensive. And so we had to rip the whole dress apart and take off the layers, and then we resubmitted it, and it was fine. So I'm just saying they could spend another 2 cents on something to give us fake.
I agree with you.
To give us fake leather that doesn't fall apart. One of my friends bought a Western
You got
blend.
the Okay,
Oh, go ahead.
you can say the Western
Oh,
canon.
I was bought a Western Ken from 1981 with the leather pants, and it was mint. Mint, never out of the box. Perfect. They got it sent. They get it, and the shaking from the mail, they opened the doll, all the leather was at the bottom of the box. It was that fragile that their doll, all the leather got shooken off
Yeah,
by the mail system.
happened to
You
me
know,
as well with one of the. Might happen to me as well with the Harley Davidson dolls. I had them in box
yeah.
for like years and years and years, and just like when I try to open the box, all of the leather fall apart.
I have a prototype Harley, and from an ex Mattel employee, and I will pick it up by the hands. I won't even get my hands on that leather because I'm afraid it's going to just disintegrate in my hand. So I literally will pick the doll up by her little hands and move because I'm afraid.
And move. Yeah, that's right. So did you brought the Patty Wilson doll to your house? Your
I did not.
apartment?
I did not. No, I didn't. No. She's.
Not your
I
style.
mean,
Why not?
not my style. Well, the thing is, and it's very, very hard to do this because there's so many dolls I do love. Um, I've kind of made a rule that unless it's a prototype or a sample, it doesn't come in the house. And let me tell you that,
Really? Oh
yes,
my God! You have you have idol part.
yeah, and that's really hard. Let me tell you because there's been some dolls I've made a couple of exceptions. One of them was I'm a huge Audrey Hepburn fan, and that Silkstone Audrey Hepburn, I was like, oh my God, I got to break that rule,
Sabrina.
But yeah, Sabrina's fabulous. My favorite line in that movie is when she gets invited to that party and she says, "Oh, I think I have something to wear, and she kind of
This is just basic express that I use to go to the pharmacy.
right, and so, but the Patty Wilson doll, I think it is that her style, um, I it's not my style, but I appreciate. I mean, that's her style. Her career, her look, her everything. But I really think that maybe they could have chose something that we're not going to have to worry about disintegrating in a
Yeah,
year or two.
I absolutely I agree with you. I was not happy with the material choice. I brought two of them, of course, because I am one of this person that brought by two. And but it was because I love pop culture
Yes,
and I love consistency. And when I see a doll that uh, if I don't like the style, if this doll have this consistency, have this kind of it matches the designer. So for me, this is enough. I love the doll because of that. Even though I don't think it's pretty, I love the doll.
right, right. That's totally
Of
understandable.
course, the face sculpt. The face sculpt. I love the face sculpt, Selma, and I love that they actually try to make her look like the designer itself. That's something they actually do in this line. Like it's super, like maybe Riley doll. They try to make it look like the designer. And I actually brought two of them. I have this shelf in my collection for fashion designers.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I think good job on making it look like her and everything. I think that's great. You know, and like you said, you like, the consistent, the line, you can appreciate the line. You may not like that particular doll in the line, but you want to be, keep it consistent, have all the design, in that series,
Yeah, I'm a completist. Unfortunately, I must have all the dolls in the collection if I love it. One doll, so that makes me really overthink when trying to start a collection. Just like the Dia de Muertos dolls, I I have so much regret from buying the first doll because I can't stop buying these dolls, even though I don't like most of them.
right. And sometimes, and it's sad sometimes they'll do a series of dolls and the dolls will just be fabulous, and then all of a sudden they'll just put in like a doll that's just awful, you know, and you're like, oh, what do I do now? I've got, all these great dolls, and actually two dolls, um, were from the Great Eras. The Great Eras was a fabulous series, and you're going along, you're doing
I
fine, and
totally
then
agree with you.
suddenly you get that awful uh queen doll with the big red flip, and she's got the real high forehead, and the royal one with the big giant, cinnamon buns on the side of her head. Um, and you're like, oh my God, and then they picked right up after that with some amazing dolls. Um, I worked for a doll shop at that time when those came out, and Lord, people would just look at those sometimes and shake their heads, you know, and they felt guilty because they had bought all the other dolls in the series, but those two, I I can remember them just sitting there on our table at the doll shows and people not buying them. You know, um, I think one of the keys is keep things consistent.
But yeah, keep things consistent. But just like you said before, it's something that Mattel does. They hooked you, just like you said.
Yeah, they hooked you. Hook, line, and sinker. So
Uh, I'm Brazilian, so I'm not sure. When you say they hooked you, they say they hook you.
um, no, well, hooked is like a fish hook. Like
I'm kidding.
I know.
I'm kidding.
I was trying to keep it clean. I was like, uh-oh.
Timmy,
No.
I'm trying to buy dolls here.
Yeah, they're trying to give you that. Yeah. Whoop. Yeah. They're trying to do that. So,
So, just like we were saying about Patty Wilson doll, she's not sold out. So if you want her, you can still buy it from Metro Creations. It's up there. So in the minute we're talking. So talking about ugly dolls, like we said before, let's talk about the Allan doll. What do you think about the Allan doll? Is it the Mike Allan? Is Michael Cera ugly?
well, no. My doll actually just came yesterday. My doll actually was delivered yesterday morning. When the pictures first came out, a lot of people critiqued it. My thought was, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see what he looks like. Um, and I have one friend who collects Midge and Allan, and she was like, no. And I said, just wait till he comes out. I was pleasantly surprised. I think Mattel, and they did this with the fashion photo PJ. I don't know if you remember this or not, but when we first saw those pictures of fashion photo, they had over edited those.
Talking about the repro doll or the first doll?
Yes. No, the repro. Because I can remember going to the toy store when those fashion photo dolls were brand new on the shelves in 1979.
Oh, you're a lucky guy.
Yeah. Or 78. I'm sorry, 78. But no, the repro one, a lot of people, I don't know in your circle of friends, but in my circle of friends, were like, oh, what did they do? And they over edited those photographs. Somebody got a hold of those pictures and they over edited those pictures. But when that doll came out, oh my God, that doll was fabulous. And I think the same thing with the Michael Cera doll
That is
is,
things
I think
that
those,
happened.
I think they were,
right.
I think they were overdone. I think those photos were overdone. I opened mine. I loved him. I think he's cute as a button. Is he?
Do you
and the
think
other
that
thing,
it is? Oh, yo, you can finish.
the other thing is he's not a handsome man. He's a character. So I think they maybe tried to make him a little over handsome. But I think he's adorable. I think he's
They failed.
well,
No,
um,
no,
I like
but let me just say, do you really think that it looks like Michael Cera in person?
if you squint your eyes, it
I don't
does.
see the resemblance.
If you squint your eyes, it does. if you, yeah. See now, does it look like? Yeah. No,
I
it doesn't
can
look.
see that.
It doesn't look like him 100%. Um, I think it's okay. I love him. I love. First of all, I love the Barbie movie. I'm not gonna lie. I sat there when that. I got to tell you, when I
You
sat
didn't
there
cry.
and that I cried. Let me tell you, I,
Of course.
when
We
that
all cried.
logo came up on that screen, I was crying because the thing is, they've been trying to do a Barbie movie since
For centuries.
1986. Because I have a videotape from a show called Entertainment Tonight where they were at auditions for a Barbie movie, and they were looking for a rocker Barbie to play rocker Barbie in a movie in
Oh,
1986.
like Barbie in the Rockers.
Yeah, and so let me tell you, when that logo came up, I cried. I was like, oh, so
Finally.
I
But
love
I
the doll.
think they really messed up with the first dolls with the sculpts, just like having Margot Robbie sculpt. Come on, if you agree to work on a movie, you should allow it to have your face on the dolls. It's a doll movie. It's a movie about a doll.
Right. Well, and another thing is, I don't know if you ever saw any of the promotional pictures of the Margot Robbie doll. The promotion picture of that Margot Robbie doll was amazing. I mean, it was just amazing because they took some of our viewers, because we have our viewers now that we're doing
Our
this.
viewers, of course.
Uh,
Yeah, of course.
They actually, if some of you our channel, some of our viewers are hairdressers. They actually, where Margot's bangs are like this, and then it's like pulled up on the sides. In the promotion pictures, they actually look like they took a razor and they razored down the side, so she's got these tendrils and that come forward like her hair was in the movie, and then the rest of it's like pulled up in the back. You know, um, so they could have done. There's another thing is, um, doing a doll on an assembly line. These hairstyles, um, it's very hard. So I think, especially like a
I
cut,
think it is.
um, they can't do that. They can't. I think the dolls. I love them. I've got them. That was my one rule that I broke too, was getting the Barbie movie dolls. I was like, oh my god, how can I not get these?
Yeah,
Uh,
I partially agree with you because we had so much amazing hairstyles in the Barbie line before. Some intricate styled hair.
yeah.
So I think if Mattel really wanted to do something about it, they could have done.
Um, can we take a break for just a second? Because I need to go get some. So, okay, I'll be right back.
Oh,
Be
okay,
right.
don't worry, I'm here. Don't worry.
We talked about, you know, intricate hairstyles. Okay, I want you to look at this. This was actually presented. This is a prototype doll, and I want you to look at this. Can you imagine them trying to do this on an assembly line?
Let me see. Oh, she's amazing. What amazing hair. Wow. What doll is this? I don't know her.
It's a prototype doll from the 80s. That's all I got. It's a prototype doll from the 80s.
But if it is a prototype, they actually thought about launching the doll with this hairstyle.
With this hairstyle. Can you imagine trying to do that on an assembly line?
Uh, I, I I actually think it's a little bit hard. Maybe a lot of.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I think if Mattel really wanted to do it, they could accomplish it.
I think so too. I think they could accomplish. Yes, I agree. But you know, some of these hairstyles they show, and let's face it, we've all probably had that job that we didn't like, and I can imagine
Yeah.
some of those Mattel people, on the assembly line, like, oh, I hate this, so
Oh my
but
god, I will put a lot of bad vibes on this doll.
yes. So okay, there. I just wanted to grab that real quick and show you,
It's
about how
it's
crazy.
a beautiful doll. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful doll.
Yeah, and it's one of my, and that's, I actually, bought that outfit. This is so funny. I actually bought that outfit originally back when it came out back in 1984. I actually bought that off the shelf in 1984. So, and it's one of my favorite outfits ever that they ever did from Mattel. That, I mean, and that goes to
Actually, I couldn't see the outfit itself. I just saw the hair, and it's just above the waist.
Oh, let me show you. Hold on. This is one of those cases where this was an outfit that was a collector series outfit. That they had a collector series back in 1983. There's a Christmas one, there's a spring one, and then there's Christmas and spring, and then this one. These outfits were $9.99.
I believe that was it expensive at the time? Because I don't know how about inflation.
I'm sorry. This probably now, if they tried to sell this to us collectors, they would charge us $30 or $40 for this outfit. This was a play,
just like the last play line, and it's the price we got the Barbie style fashion pass.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's compare.
Okay, so here's the outfit.
Whoa!
I don't know if you can see it. It also comes
a lot of textures, and the fabric is nice.
It comes with a cape with a hood.
Wow, that's amazing. It's an amazing outfit. I didn't know these outfits. I never seen it before.
Yo, you have to get one. You have to get one.
I will look forward to it. I will look forward for you.
Wait for this. Okay, so you see the dress.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Oh, it's like Barbie Day and Night got rich. She worked hard and got rich.
Yes, very.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's so beautiful, so cute, and so fancy with this hair and this outfit. How is this outfit called?
It's called, I believe it's called Silver Sensation.
Silver Sensation looked like an $80.
Yeah, and it was
like an $80 outfit.
And there's 3 outfits. They only did 3 outfits in the series. It was available at retailers everywhere, and it was collector series. And there was 1 was the Christmas, 2 was the springtime, and the interesting thing about the springtime one is it was sold as an individual outfit in America, but in Europe it was on a doll. They actually dressed it on a doll, and then the third one was this one. The third one was this one. So, but it's
not
a $9. Huh?
And you sold with the doll. You were saying
yes, and it looked like
sold with this doll, but not with this hair.
No. In fact, the doll looks like a Crystal Barbie. It's got the same screening as Crystal Barbie. Yeah.
But anyway.
White. Yeah. But the one in white with the But anyway, but they sold it there. But that outfit is one of my favorite outfits they ever did. In fact, I actually have 2 of them. I have one on another doll, which has black hair with silver streaks in it, so it matches the dress.
I love trends. Not dirty mind.
Yes, me too.
Please. I love trends.
Sometimes even triplet.
So yes, like a threesome. I was wondering, do you have all the Barbie dolls so far?
I have about half of them.
Okay.
So,
and how you feel about them? How you feel about Mattel launching a doll house from the movie?
I really
do you think
surprised.
That is it possible, or you think that is just
I think it's first of all, I'm really surprised that we did not get a house in the beginning. Now, they keep I don't know if this translates, but they keep milking this movie for every nickel they can get out of this movie. they
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I got my Allen yesterday, and sidebar story, I don't really like this. It used to be when you got your doll in a box from Mattel, it just had your name and your address, the stock number of the doll. Now they're actually putting a silhouette of your doll on the side of the box. Um, I don't like that because I don't want if my neighbors see
Really, I don't like.
I don't like that. But they're milking this for everything it's worth. I'm surprised they didn't come up with a house then. Um, I'm sure we'll get one for the 4th anniversary of the movie, you know. Um, I'm just kidding, but I'm really surprised they didn't come out with that penthouse because in the movie, they actually showed. I don't know if you remember in the movie, but they actually showed them making
Yeah, of course,
the
I'm
house,
oh, that
and I was like,
box.
"Oh, that's." And I was really surprised they didn't come out with that. I was really, really surprised, you know.
You know,
So
I think
I
we will
I think we
eventually come out with this house, and I believe they are doing sometime soon. It's not an official. I didn't heard any rumors, just to be clear.
right.
But I think they will bring this house with the new type of what's called when everyone sports, and when we got some a number of collectors. How
Uh-huh.
you call that? When you have a number of buyers, enough buyers, and it's produced.
Oh, enough audience, an audience.
No, no, not like an audience. When they present, they did it for Motu Masters of. Um, they present the sets. They present the sets, and everyone can buy it. But after they reach this number of collectors buying it,
Oh,
and it's
oh,
produced.
oh, oh, a made to order.
Yeah, but not made to order. You
No,
just have to reach this number of collectors buying these doll. It's my God, I don't know the name. Um, they present a set and they say if it reaches 5,000 dolls or
oh,
5,000.
okay. If they like a request, maybe, or like I've seen it when they've done it with like an action figure, where if they get so many people, yes,
Yeah,
it's not really a request, but I know what you mean. Yes, I know exactly what you
yeah,
mean.
it's not
If they
made.
get,
It's made to order, but it's not called made to order for them. And I think they're gonna do that for the Barbie house.
I think they will. I think they will do that. And speaking of houses, um, one of the things that just popped up, I know we were going to discuss it, and a lot of people are kind of not, I don't want to say concerned, but just kind of curious, is the new Chip and Joanna Gaines house.
Yeah, it's
And
the next
uh,
team. So let's talk about it
and
right now.
yeah,
How you feel
um,
about that?
well, the thing that people are I don't want to say complaining, but the things people are talking about is why it's just basically a Barbie house just done in like muted colors. It's not,
Yeah,
a
a new
typical
house.
style of their house. Um, I've also been there where they have their business here in Texas. I've actually been there. Um, so which is very interesting. Um, but I think it was very
It's a
interesting
Texas
choice.
company after all, right?
It is, yes. They're in a place called Waco, and they are the second most visited site or place in Texas, the first being the Alamo. But they are the second most visited place here in Texas. Um, but I just think it was a very interesting choice of to make a Joanna doll. Um, I've watched their show. Me and my husband have watched their show. It's entertaining. Um, what I find interesting is, as you probably know, the audience that's into Barbie, the children, let's say the children we're talking about, they don't know who Chip and Joanna Gaines are. They don't know who those people are. And I just think it's really interesting
Of course
that
they don't.
yeah, and I just think it's very interesting that they chose to make a doll of her. And I'm almost curious if they're going to make a doll of him that you can only get like through the club. I don't know if that's I'm not trying to start anything, but I just find it a very interesting choice to make that doll. The doll is cute. The doll is cute as a button.
Yeah,
But I
it's well
just
made. It's cute. Unfortunately, it's
but
on the Target. It's
but I just
Target.
don't think. Yeah, and I used to. Oh, sidebar. I actually used to work at Target. Um, and guess what my job was at Target? I actually ran the toy department, which was a fun job. Um, but yeah. But
I believe that you sometime will win the lottery because you so much lucky.
I think I don't know.
You have so much luck.
Maybe if I do, I'm going to come to Brazil.
Oh, you don't have to win the lottery. Our money is it's cheap.
Oh, okay. um, but I just think it was a really interesting choice to make that doll, and I also thought it was a very interesting choice that that house is not their style. It's just basically a Barbie house recolored, and I just kind of thought that was kind of interesting, because they're trying to appeal to an audience that follows Chip and Joanna, you know, and for it to not really be Chip and Joanna style. I was thinking like a farmhouse. That's what one of my friends said too. They were thinking about a farmhouse style, uh, like Chip and Joanna do, and they're known for. But basically, you're getting a Barbie dream house in muted colors. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's a kind of cost cutting thing, now, right? And I'm not a huge fan of this house because it's in pink. I love pink, of course, like every Barbie fan loves. But I rather have some realistic stuff,
yeah,
colored,
yes,
you know. And
yeah,
it's a revamped house. It's from Amazon, I believe. The original house was an Amazon's closet doll, Amazon's closet house, and they just revamped it and they're selling it again. And I think this is really expensive. I don't know if you've seen that, but the doll is sold out on Targets.
yeah. I did
Problem.
hear. Yeah. They're supposed to, from what I read was the doll was supposed to be available at it's called the Silos, and that's their business there in Waco. The doll was supposed to be available, I think a few days ago, and then the house was supposed to be available, and then Target, you could start ordering the house in December. So, but it's a cute doll. But I just thought it was kind of a weird audience. I think they're appealing more to the mothers of the children than the children. That's
Than the
just my
children themselves.
yeah,
Okay, and this doll it uses the face sculpt, the Raquel face sculpt, if I'm not mistaken. At first,
yeah.
they said that it was an original sculpt, but a friend of mine called Arthur is a huge fan of face sculpts, and he can see every face sculpt and say what it belongs to. And
Yeah.
he said to me, "It's not exclusive. It's Raquel's face sculpt," and he was right. And I brought it all. I'm not a huge fan of Target. I'm sorry, because here in Brazil we cannot even access the sites, the website. You can't. I have I had to ask someone to buy it for me. I can't. I can use VPN to buy it, but they accept my card. They don't accept my Apple Pay. It's really hard for me here in Brazil to buy at Target. So if it is one of
Oh,
these dolls that
okay.
sold out quickly, I'm not able to get. I'm not able to get. I'm sorry. And I had to ask a friend of mine to buy this doll, and it's going to be delivered in later December, I believe.
Okay.
And it's cute. It's a cute doll. But what I want to ask you is, some people said to me, I'm not a huge fan of these. I didn't know her, this person, before. But some people said to me that she's a kind of, she creates a kind of toxic environment around her with her employees. Is this something that you already knew,
I
or
don't know. I I don't know exactly about that, but I do know one thing that I found particularly interesting when we went to the silos. All of the female workers, or at least a good portion of the female workers, all looked like her. which I found very interesting, that they all had long dark hair and they kind of looked kind of Asianish, Polynesian kind of, which I thought was kind of interesting. The other thing was I found very interesting in my husband,
There was
and he doesn't usually comment on a
right?
lot of things, but he thought it was weird too. I'm sorry.
There's not a lot of diversification in the stuff.
There, they were the girls. Here in Texas, we have plenty of different ethnicities and everything like that. But I just found it kind of interesting that all, or at least a large portion of the workers that worked there at the silos looked like Joanna. I just thought that was so interesting, and he even pointed that out too. He's like, "Doesn't that kind of look like Joanna?" I'm like, "Yeah, that does."
I just said that it must be funny to watch this kind of stuff, this kind of thing where everyone looks like the same.
Yeah, yeah, whole bunch of clones. But what was really interesting was, they come across as very homespun and very down home. It was a business. They run that place like a business. We went to go get donuts, and we got 2 donuts. Howard, my husband, we got 2 drinks. We both got a soda, and then we both got like a bottled drink to try it. And it was $24, which I thought was a little much
Oh,
for that. But the other
more
thing
than
was,
as always.
you you you're standing in line for the donuts, and there's somebody going down the line with a pad, and they check off what you want, they hand it to you. You walk in, you walk up, and I told Howard to go sit. He didn't need to stand in line with me. And so you walk up, you hand them the order, you step back, then you step over, you step back up to the register, you step back, and then you wait for them to call your name. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, oh, this is weird. This is like an episode of, if any of our subscribers or viewers have ever seen that episode of Seinfeld, with the soup Nazi, as they called him. It was very much like that. It was very, very strange.
I didn't watch this episode. I know, of course, I know what Seinfeld is, but you're saying that to me looks like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, it was just weird. It was just so strange, and it was so like robotic. It was very robotic, So anyway, we can say that we went.
Take our money. We don't have passion for what you do.
Right. Although I will say, in their garden area, in their garden store, I did buy a really fabulous Barbie-sized metal garden archway, which was really fabulous.
Oh, I
love
love Barbie size and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm always living with Barbie eye.
Even though not a lot of times it's not Barbie size and price.
Well, it was so funny when I would show my husband something, and I would say, "Do you know what this is?" And he's like, "It's a jelly jar, or it's a whatever it is." I'm like, "No, and I would tell him what I could turn it into as a Barbie accessory, And so one day we were at a restaurant, and they have these little tiny jelly in a little plastic container, little rectangle, And I said, "Do you know what this is?" And he goes, "It's a Barbie foot spa." I said, No, it's just jelly. That's all it is."
That's funny.
I'm always looking with the Barbie eye. I'm always looking, hey, can I use that for Barbie?
So
right.
We always looking for a Barbie size and stuff.
The other day we were at the grocery store, and I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and it was a candy container. And what was really funny was it came with 2 suckers. Okay.
Oh,
it was a Barbie, 2 suckers. Yes. To eat 2 and it was a pink Barbie-sized toilet, and the suckers were shaped like toilet plungers to go on the side of the toilet. I'm like, and Howard's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Look, it's a Barbie-sized toilet." He's like, "Okay." He just, but I'm always looking for. In fact, I even found some Barbie-sized slot machines that are candy containers. So
takes my sizes. When he sees something in the store that is my size, I may not be with him,
Right.
and he always brought me just kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yo,
And it's really funny. I don't know about your husband, but he buys the Barbie things, but
Right.
it was really funny. One day I was dressing a
let's
doll.
talk about a Barbie.
Yes.
I don't try. Can you
Yes, go ahead.
hear a couple? So, you can finish.
Oh, so I was dressing a doll one day. It's really funny. I don't think I know he listens, but he's not in the hobby, so one day I was dressing a doll at the dining room table, and I was trying to decide on what shoes to put on. He goes, "Well, I think she would look good in bow flats instead of the Pilgrims." I turned my head. I said, "What do you? I think the bow flats would look better than the Pilgrims." I said, "How in the hell did you know that?" And he's like, "What? I listen to you." I'm like, "Oh, okay, but he can tell shoes, It's really funny because, I know some,
I love you so much. Of course.
yes, yeah. And I know some collectors that don't know the difference between a bow flat or a Pilgrim. So what was really funny that, here he is, not a collector, and he would tell me, what shoes I thought he looked,
That was love about.
that is love. That is love. So
That is love. Let's talk about the doll that I may think that you try to get at some point. I don't know. I'm saying that, but I don't know. It's Robert Best's one-of-a-kind doll for historic Mattel's anniversary. How do you feel about that? It's one of a kind. I love your face. I love your face right now.
let's see here.
You're not a huge fan of Robert Best,
No.
it's like
No. No. No.
he don't look like a good person. I may think that he has something to do with the Bill Greenings, getting fired from Mattel or retiring from Mattel. But okay, let's hear what you said. What do you say?
My thing about this is imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. When you copy other designs and try to sell them or play them off as your own is what I have a problem
about the collection.
Yes. One of the things, two dolls in particular, one was there was a silkstone in a ball gown that he tried to claim as his original design, and it was, I don't know if you remember, but it was a red-haired silkstone in a big yellow dress, big yellow ball gown.
Yellow dress. Okay, it was a red hat from the I don't know the name of the collection. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so once again, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. However, he was exposed as it was a copy of a gray dress that was in the Dior fashion show the year before.
Yeah, he do that all the time. Like for example, let me check. What's the name of the doll? The Siren. Do you remember the Siren doll from the Mark Factor model collection?
Yes,
I have it here. Let me check it so everyone can see. Oh, I just 1 second.
Okay.
These doll from the Barbie model collection.
Oh
No,
yes.
This doll
From
is
the
from
Hollywood
Joanna from the 50s. It's not original.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes.
he does that all the time. He just takes another designers, but I don't see it as stealing. I see it's more like they don't want to pay royalties for the designer, and they do that. What do you think?
I understand that. I totally understand that. But don't claim it's your original design when you could say, this was, and here's a way they could have got around Balenciaga, saying it was inspired by a vintage look from the 50s.
Yeah, of
There
course.
you go.
You're absolutely right.
It's a Balenciaga. Another doll that he got popped, which I don't know if that translate is when you get exposed. He got popped for was the Louboutin cat burglar doll, which was in the black vinyl with the cat suit, with the hood and the ponytail coming out the top. Um, so he,
The beautiful. She's the beautiful, the prettiest.
yeah, yeah. Once again, original design. No, he got popped because somebody went back and posted this on the Barbie collector website, and it was a copy
I love this.
of it was a copy, not, and it wasn't just like the Dior gown was gray, his was yellow. Okay. They found the 1992 issue of Skin magazine with the model on the front wearing the outfit with the red ponytail coming out the top. And it was either done by Terry Mugler or Jean-Paul Gaultier. And it was a 1992 magazine. And I'm like, okay, well, that's very interesting. And I knew when I saw the doll, I knew I'd seen, I thought, where have I seen that before? Where have I seen that before? Well, it's a famous, it's very, haute couture, very edgy, photograph.
What do you think
Years ago, but he copied it verbatim. I mean, the model, the look, the red ponytail coming out the top.
But do you think that he does that because he wants to and he knows everyone will get the reference, or do you think that he tries to steal, not steal, but not to know, nor to let everyone knows? Yeah, borrow. He wants to borrow and let everyone know.
I
think that.
I personally think that, for example, that was from 1992. So I think that maybe thought people would not remember. People are too young to even know about that. Interestingly enough, and I will send you a picture from another website on Facebook, I just found the actual dress, and it wasn't even changed, that was used on the Silkstone Francie with the no bangs Silkstone Francie with that big I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the exact dress in human size from 1967, 68. It's the exact dress.
I don't like very much his vibe. I'm not a huge fan of his vibe because I think he is a little bit he's a little bit nosy. I don't know if that's a word for you.
It's called uppity.
Uppity. So I just learned another word. So I think he's a little bit of that. I don't believe he is humble. So that's the kind of thing that bothers me more about him. Despite I liking some of his designs, actually most of the designs he does, and I'm really reticent about him right now because I think he had something to do with the Bill Greening layoff. So he was the chief after all, the chief designer.
Okay. That's.
Oh my God, we're going through we're in sharky waters right now.
We're in some very murky waters.
Murky waters.
Murky waters. I will say that I have met him on 3 occasions.
Okay.
And your assessment was very good. Yeah. On 3 occasions. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
I never met him in person, but I can see that from where I am.
Yeah, I was introduced to him by some other people. I was actually, oh, you know, Michael, this is, Robert, and I was like, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, and
It, it,
and it was interesting.
and he don't seem very accessible. You don't seem very accessible. Like YouCreate, it looks like such a good person. YouCreate looks like he's always open to talk and to answer some questions from collectors. He knows he's good. He was doing the dream job.
Yeah, yeah, he's got a good personality, and many of those designers do. Linda, I've met her on several occasions. Carlisle, I've on several occasions.
Yeah, Carlisle, I don't like his designs, but he looks like a good person.
He's real nice. Javi, who did the Rewind dolls, super nice, gracious. Many of those designers are very nice, very gracious. Yes,
I
very
really like OOAK as well, but not for the right reasons.
What reason is that?
Yeah, I like his personality, of course.
Uh-huh. I thought it might be his pair.
His dolls. Oh no, his personality. Yeah.
Oh, his personality. Okay. We'll just go with that. We'll just go with personality.
Yeah. So let's talk about the doll itself. So it's one of a kind, maybe a prototype. Can we consider a one of a kind doll a prototype? Can't we? Can we?
Well, not really, because a prototype is usually something that they're going to be doing. So, or they're going to
but sometimes they don't.
But sometimes they don't. But generally a prototype is something they're going to be doing, or it's an idea of something they're going to be doing, where the one of a kind things are specifically done for one of a kind.
For this,
it's for an auction. Like the doll that Carlisle did for the convention in that dress that's been shown the last couple of days in Madrid.
I don't remember her.
She's in kind of a...
Okay.
Oh my God.
I saw
that doll is...
I didn't know it was from Carlisle. It was made by Carlisle.
Yeah, it was made by Carlisle. That doll is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. What does the Robert one look like? Maybe I haven't seen it yet. You said it was a one.
I only saw one of his one of a kinds this year. It was a Bride from the Japan convention.
Yes, that. Yes.
I didn't saw any other one of a kind doll for the convention.
Oh,
from him, made by him.
I thought there was something new. So yes, I did see that doll. Yes, I did see that Bride. Yes.
Yeah. Not so much. Not. Yeah. Like, I don't like her.
It's a bride.
I think that it's a convention doll. It's a one of a kind doll. You should put some effort in that, and I don't see it.
It's a very pretty bride. It's a very pretty bride. But
pretty
this is
common bride.
But this is, this is something
not enough for Barbie.
This is something special. I just think maybe a little bit more effort. I don't know. Okay, I will give you a really good example. I have a surprise. Okay.
Wow. Let's see.
Another one. Okay. So this was, I have a note here, so pardon me for looking down. This was from the Barbie Style Instagram. This was from the Vogue Italia 10th anniversary that they had exhibition. Okay, now the purse, I have to tell you, I found the purse at the convention like 2 years ago, but I've had the dress for like 4 years. What are the chances of finding a purse that matches the dress?
Wow, that is such a nice and beautiful dress. Look at the purse. That's what Mattel should be doing for us collectors to buy.
Yeah.
That's amazing doll.
Thank you. But
look, like that dress.
That was done for a party. Yes, granted, it was a very special anniversary, but you, I'm sorry, but would you rather have bid on that bride, or would you
Of
rather have
course.
bid on this? You know, I just, you know, I just think a little more
Of
effort.
course, right. Actually, I'm sure. I'm just a little bit surprised that bride got herself a man.
Yeah, I just, it was a pretty bride. I mean, that was it. It was a pretty bride, you know. Um, I just think something,
Tasteless.
but like,
You don't feel the.
it just seems like it was
It's
just,
not spice.
maybe this, you have this, term, um, it was just phoned in, which is when somebody just puts in a little bit of effort. It was just a phoned in doll. It was not, it just seemed to me like there wasn't a whole lot of effort put behind it, you
Yeah,
know?
here in Brazil we have that saying that is sem tempero. That means that some food it's beautiful, it's well made, but it don't have any taste. It's
Right.
just meh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that.
It just
That's
seemed
it.
like, yeah. And for, especially my thing was that doll was for the Japan convention, that bride
Yeah, that's right.
was, and the thing is, um, Japan is such a huge Barbie fan base. I mean, there's so many,
Yeah,
you
that's where Barbie started, right? It
yeah.
started being made.
And, and to put in, it just seemed like it was just dialed in. It was just like, it's pretty, you know.
It
I just
looks
think a
like
little bit,
he don't love. I don't feel the passion, the love
yeah,
in him. It's
yeah,
just
and
another normal job.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, and not, and some of his designs, some of his Silkstone dolls are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, some of the dolls are beautiful, but it just seemed like it was like, eh, you know, hey, we have to have a doll by Friday. Let's see what we can whip up together, and it's Monday afternoon at noon, you know, and
Yeah,
they need to have,
yeah. I saw a lot of people that stopped loving Barbie after meeting Mattel from inside.
uh
You
huh,
know, and I don't know if this happened to him. I don't know if he was a collector himself before working at Mattel, but looks like he doesn't love Barbie these days like he used to.
yeah,
He haven't been making a lot of dolls lately, but I actually love a lot of stuff he do.
yeah,
For example, I love the Coca-Cola sets that was made by 1998 by him.
uh huh,
It was a beautiful set. Some of the dolls in the Barbie Fashion Model Collection line where they were beautiful, stunning actually. But
right.
I don't feel like he is loving Barbie, right? He's in love with Barbie right now, and I'm eager to see. I'm curious actually to see the Barbie designed by him for the Barbie design collection.
Uh huh.
I don't remember the actual name. That
Yeah.
was we had the Deal Greening doll a couple months ago, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually curious to see what he's coming up with.
I'm very curious too, because we had um the first doll, which was in the orange and pink with that bow on the back of the dress, which I was like, oh my God,
Great
that's
now.
bad. That's one of those dolls was very hard for me to not get. Because once again, my rule of it's not a prototype or sample, it can't come in. Um, that was very hard to pass that doll up. Um, the next one was the one by Carlisle. Hey.
Not my favorite. Actually, the ugliest one in the line.
The next one
I said it.
was the one by Bill, which was amazing because I love mod stuff.
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing, So
I
I'm
love
very
Swino, the first one. Swino, I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but Swino, it's my favorite design at Mattel right now.
yeah. I mean, it was amazing. Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. So I'm very curious to see what we get with Robert doing the next one in the design. I think it's design.
I think the next one will be from Linda. It will be the one made by Linda. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought the next one was by Robert. Okay, so by Linda. Linda has never done us wrong.
No.
Linda Linda gave us the pirate. Linda gave us the Scarlet Macaw. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, you know, that
She's
it up,
amazing.
and she's very
She
nice.
she is she is I don't know how you say that in English. Oriental.
Yes, yes,
And
she's
they always deliver.
yeah, yeah. And
They
one of
deliver
her
on the
favorite,
stuff.
one of my favorite dolls, once again broke the rule, was her pink Pantone doll,
Yeah.
which was
Oh, she's amazing.
so
But
when I'm
another one with ladder, fox ladder.
oh, go ahead, sorry, yeah, when I met
No,
her,
I
I
was just
said
saying that another one with fox ladder.
yes, yeah. Um, what I met her when I met her, I told her, I said, thank you so much, and I loved. She signed a doll I had, but I said I want to thank you for the pink Pantone doll, and I said let me tell you why, and she said, oh, okay, and I said my father was a printer by trade, so my father dealt with the Pantone book and everything for colors, for printing and stuff. And I said that was my father's passed now. And I said that was a real connection for us. You doing a Barbie, me collecting Barbie, it being a pink Pantone, knowing about Pantone from my dad,
She's beautiful.
beautiful. She's beautiful, So anyway, she was very gracious, very nice, very gracious, to speak with. Uh, so I'm very curious to see what she gives us.
And she's so smart. She's talented and smart and beautiful herself.
Yeah.
Linda, it's beautiful woman.
Yeah. Yes.
So it makes me feel like Barbie's in good hands when I see her.
It makes me feel like Barbie's in good hands with her and Javi and Angel. And the I can't remember her name, but the
Sweet
new
doll.
yeah, the Asian girl, that did that doll we were just talking about. It makes me feel that we're going to be okay. That we're going to be okay. Kind of like when, I hate to get political, but kind of like when Trump gets out of the office, we're going to be okay again. Hopefully. But that's my own political view. So that's me, Michael. That's not the podcast. That's just me, my view. But
No, I don't
okay.
have any opinions about USA politics because
Oh.
I don't actually, I'm not into politics so much.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you're safe.
So I'm going with what you said.
Well, my thing was when he said, well, so, I mean, can you imagine? Well, so, your child will only get one doll this year instead of two dolls for Christmas. I'm like, no. We need more dolls. Because
Let's just, yeah, not dolls. It's not a good.
No.
There's no problem.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We need as much dolls as we may need, and we may get. So I think you're fleeing away from the topic.
I'm sorry.
How about Robert Bast's dolls? Just the doll itself, not the person. How you feel about that? Because the face sculpt is well done. It's not beautiful, but it looks like him. How you feel about the doll itself?
The doll that they gave him for his anniversary.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it looks like him. I know when Bill had his 25th anniversary, they did a doll of him. I don't know if you ever saw that or not, but
yeah, of course I saw in pink, like in the box in pink.
Yeah, the box. Yeah. I think the doll looked like him.
I think they portrayed him as frivolous because they done a fancy doll with fancy clothes, with a lot of product and those, and I don't know if those Gucci and Dolce & Gabbana. I don't remember if they did that. There are a lot of stuff that make me feel like it's a frivolous doll.
That made you feel like what? You kind of stopped there for a second.
Okay, so they made his doll with this so much brands, with so much glamour that it made me feel like he's one of these persons that are frivolous, you know, that are into so much brands that it's a little superficial, you know.
How can I comment on this? Um, let me,
Let's make some enemies.
sometimes people do, sometimes people wear those clothes to make themselves feel important.
Yeah,
I
that's how I
still
feel.
am, I still am the same Michael, whether I am wearing my, I know you don't like them, but whether I'm wearing my 10.99 t-shirt from Target that I bought, or I'm wearing, or I am wearing, um, one time I tried this on, I was trying on an $8,000 mink coat. I am still the same Michael I was, whether I was in my $10 t-shirt or in my $8,000 mink coat that I tried on. I don't own it, but
I
although I
absolutely
will say
get it.
this, my Barbies do have several mink coats, but um, but uh, I'm still the same person, which is very interesting because
Yeah.
um, being in this hobby so long, um, I met a lot of these people when they were beginners, and they become, there's a phrase called legends in their own mind, where in their own mind they're a legend, but
Yeah,
everybody else just thinks, and
they are not bigger than Barbie.
they're not bigger than Barbie, they're not bigger than, you know, um I just think, and I've met some of these people, and I like to say, I did a program for a Barbie convention, and I couldn't be there because of COVID. And I said, it'll be great to see everybody again. I said, one of my favorite things is um, at going to convention is seeing, meeting new friends, seeing old faces, um, seeing old friends that have brand new faces. I remember some of these people. No, the thing is, I can remember some of these
I,
people. I'm still the same
like they
Michael.
used to be.
I'm still the same Michael I was 44 years ago than I am now at 56. I'm still the same person I was. And I remember some of these people when they had their first husbands. They thought the most valuable doll was a Malibu Barbie. Nothing against Malibu Barbie. I love Malibu Barbie. But I'm still the same person that I was, and I pride myself on still being the same person that I was. But back to his doll, getting back to the subject. Um, I found it particularly interesting that it was very branded, and I almost
Yeah,
wondered was
I was
branded.
surprised actually.
I wondered if it was very branded for a specific reason. Um, are you trying to hook up with Dolce and Gabbana? Are you trying to hook up with Gucci? I just found it very interesting where
Yeah,
the
because
Bill doll was relatable. It
about
was Bill
him,
it was he was wearing a pair of jeans. He had that.
it's
I've
about
seen
him, not the brand.
right.
The
It
Bill's
was
doll.
about
It's about
him,
him.
his over the shoulder satchel that I've seen him wear in person. Um, it was very much relatable. He was very much relatable. Where I don't know about you, but I can't afford a Gucci whatever. I can't afford a Dolce and Gabbana whatever. Um,
Yeah, it's
you know.
and don't get me wrong. It's not wrong to love these brands. But when you make a doll of
No, it's not.
someone, you want to highlight the best of him, and the best of him looks like a brand. You know?
Yeah, it does. It looks like a corporate tie-in. You know, it just didn't seem like it came across as really being him, other than the head sculpt. From the head
Yeah,
sculpt up, okay, but from the sculpt down, from the body down or the head down, it was a commercial. It was a commercial, is what it
yeah,
was.
yeah, and maybe that's him. Maybe that's him. That all, at least for me, was not a flattering one.
Yeah. Yes. Mhm. Yeah.
So that's it. So with our last topic, I don't want to get. We are already here for 2 hours, and I really want to know your opinion on it. It's one of the latest. Maybe I don't know. You said to me that we're gonna have another Bill Greening doll next year, so it's not her last doll. But we have Bill Greening's 12 Days of Halloween doll. It's not the type of
Yes.
doll that I personally like, but I think that this doll was beautiful, and loving Bill so much and knowing that he will not be with us for a long time anymore, in Mattel at least, it makes me love this doll a little bit more. But what do you think about this doll? Does this doll make you love her so much to pay $1,600?
Um,
1600 not $160?
I love the doll. I think it's great. Even after Bill did the whole Haunted Beauties line, all over the internet, all over on the Barbie chat boards was, please give us more Halloween. Please give us more Halloween. So I think this really fits a market and a need and a love. Halloween is just very, very close to surpassing the amount of money that people spend on Christmas. It's about to overtake, they said like in the next couple years, overtake the amount of money that people spend on Christmas. Halloween has become a huge thing. I don't know if it's big there in Brazil. It's huge here.
No, we don't have any Halloween
Okay. When I
commemoration
was a
here in
kid,
Brazil.
when I was a kid, my mom would put up a cardboard cutout of like a pumpkin on our front door, or a cat or a witch or something like that. Nowadays, um, good Lord, people are turning their front yards into an amusement park slash haunted house. I mean, it's you know, I mean, it's fabulous. Don't get me wrong. I think the doll is great.
But looks
Um,
like a competition, right?
yeah, yeah. It looks it's competition. I mean, you ought to see some of the stuff that goes on in the neighborhood where I live, where people, oh my God, especially at Christmas, there's a house down the street here, and when you drive by that house, it looks like you're going into Small World at Disneyland with the Christmas decorations. I mean, it's just
I
crazy.
got it. I got
But
what you're saying. I
The
get what you're saying.
Halloween is, you know, people have had their Halloween stuff up in some of these houses that I go by for probably a week now already. And I mean, it looks like a full blown, amusement park, or a haunted house. But um, I like the doll. I think the doll is great. Um, the price point, um, I don't know how much of the price point has to do with um, all the stuff that's going on with uh, the tariffs and all this other stuff is I'm
I
wondering
don't
if the
think that
doll
has anything with that.
um I don't know if the doll could have been cheaper or not.
We
Um
had another dolls from this collection, 12 Days Off something, like Christmas and Spring, and the dolls were at the same price.
were they okay? See, I did get the one holiday one, the one year it came out. Um I think it could have been less. I do think it could have been at least $30 less, I think. Um, I do love the doll, I think it could have been a little bit less, but that's just my own opinion. Um, but people, I've got friends that just flipped over when they first saw it, and that they were so happy they got the doll when it went on sale a couple days ago. Um, so I do like her. I think she's very cute. I think the accessories are cute. Um, I I do wish or hoped that it would have been a little bit less. But the thing is, these designers have no control over the price, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. Um, I've known people that have worked at Mattel probably since I was about 13 or 14 years old. I've known people that have worked at Mattel, and these designers do not have anything to say about the prices on this stuff. It is marketing. It is marketing and other departments. Um, I know there was a particular doll about 10 years ago that came out, and when I spoke with the designer and told them the price, and they were like, "What? Are you kidding?" Because it was not supposed to be that price. It was supposed to be in like
Cheaper.
$50 less than what they charged.
Wow.
And they were quite taken aback that the doll was that pricey, you know. I ended up getting some at the Mattel Company store, which I'm very lucky. We were about 2 hours away from the Mattel Company store. There's one in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
We're great.
Okay. At this point, I'm really jealous.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
I'm kidding. I'm really happy for you.
I mean, I'm jealous of you because you guys have all those amazing Estrella dolls for the Brazilian market.
Oh,
oh my God!
Yeah.
You know,
and they are not so expensive here.
No, they're not. But let me tell you, they're pricey here. Let me tell you, they're.
I know.
You know.
I know.
Yeah. So I've
Maybe we
lucked
should
out.
start some business.
Maybe. But I do like the doll. I do think the price should have been a little bit less. But what I'm very curious about is what's next. Are we going to get a spring doll? Are we going to? And I think this Halloween doll.
We already have a spring doll.
Well, no, for this coming spring.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got it.
I think this Halloween doll, I do not think this is the first one. That's my first thought because it has been wanted for so long. But I'm very curious are we going to get a spring doll? Are we going to get another Halloween doll next year? And who's going to design it? That's what my thing is. Who is qualified enough to design
this doll?
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Greening is such an amazing designer, and he was so passionate about Barbie. He actually knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I have the same regards with the future of this kind of line and the heroes that you have. But I don't think they're doing another 12 Days of Spring doll because the last one was not such a good.
They were on clearance
seller.
On the website.
Yeah, for $6. And when I saw her at $6, I was wondering how much they pay for this doll to be produced because they are not getting. Their budget was amazing.
Yeah.
For they to be selling this doll for $60, maybe they produced her for 20, maybe 40. I don't know.
Back in the day, remember I was talking about the holiday Barbie. Being 75 cents was too much for the holiday Barbie. Now this was back in the 90s. Keep in mind, but 72 cents, and then you're charging the public $40 for a holiday Barbie. I had heard at that time as well. I don't know if this is true, but I'd heard that the Mackeys, the Bob Mackie dolls, cost them $10 to make.
Wow.
Yeah. And those dolls retailed.
That's really cheap.
And those dolls retailed for over $200 at the time.
Mattel knows how to take monies from us.
Yeah. So on these dolls, on these reproduction dolls, I don't know, what the cost is on them now, but let's just say it's $10 for...
And they don't pay like a license.
For the 12 days dolls. I'm just going to say the 12 days dolls covering Christmas, spring, Halloween. The 12 days dolls cost them $10 to make, and you're charging us $160. Now I realize people have to get paid for their job and stuff, but it just seems kind of interesting.
That's why I don't buy it when they say that they have taken off quality stuff from dolls because of the price. I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't. Some of it I don't buy. Some of it I do. I do understand some of the things, but some of it I don't.
It's plastic and fabric at the end of the day.
It's not gold. It's not
gold. Yeah, actually, there's no tech feature that's coming out today, and it's new, and you have to pay the price for the development. It's plastic and fabric.
And the thing is, and I do not anybody that buys that doll, good for you. I am thrilled to death for you. I have no ill feelings toward you buying that doll. I know I've seen some things online where people are like, how can people pay that much for a doll? If you love a doll, buy a doll. Um, I know, I don't know if you have one or not. Um, I, well, you're probably going to hate me when I tell you this, but um, I have a Pink Splendor Barbie. Do you remember Pink Splendor Barbie from 1996?
Oh, yeah, okay. The $1,000
Yeah,
doll.
yeah, I have one of those. Um, and that's not the part of the
I
story
don't
you're going to
hate
hate.
her. Actually, I
No,
think
no,
she's kind of pretty.
no. The story. Wait, I'll tell you a little story about her. But no, I got a lot of flack for getting that doll. I got a lot of flack for people, fellow collectors, criticizing me for owning that doll because at the time
Wow.
there was this whole thing against Mattel, and there was this whole thing started. It was called Pink Rage, and I remember that I was like, "Oh my God!" But but people, I got criticized for owning that doll. Um,
A true
because it
collector
was
knows
so
how to
expensive.
recognize your love.
Yeah, but here's the funny story about the doll. Um, it came from a ex-boyfriend as a "I'm sorry" present.
They must hate you right now.
Yeah, yeah.
These
Um,
collectors.
they
It was
and
free.
it was free.
Bam.
Bam. Yeah, it was free. Yeah. He said, I know how much you always wanted this doll, and it was the year it came out. And I know how much you wanted this, and I'm so sorry I treated you so badly. Blah blah blah. Uh, Here you go.
Does your actual husband know that?
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does know that.
Oh,
So
he's not jealous?
no, 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 no. Because Howard and I have had
No.
many. In fact, we just had our 21st anniversary 2 weeks ago. So no,
Oh,
he's
soda. My boyfriend knows it. He don't fight with me about Barbies because he's
yeah,
gonna lose. He knows that,
Howard
so
does.
he don't even try.
No, Howard's never fought with me about Barbie. In fact, he'll ask me, for my birthday, um, which is the week before Christmas. So I get lucky. I get a birthday and a Christmas, and he's bought me some
Oh, I know you're lucky.
yeah, he's bought me
I
some
got it by this point.
wonderful Barbies for my birthday and Christmas and stuff like that. That totally eclipses that Pink Splendor. Um, one year I saw something and he's like, "Well, your birthday's coming up," and I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "And Christmas is coming up," and I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I'll just buy those for you for your Christmas and your birthday present." I'm like, "Really? Okay." And it turned out to be the prototypes of the Cowardly Lion and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz dolls,
Oh, really?
the hand painted
Wow,
prototype.
that's
Yeah,
amazing because I don't even have the actual produced doll.
yeah, yeah. He actually bought me those. So no, he's been very generous, and so that totally eclipses that Pink Splendor doll. But I got a lot of criticism for having that doll because people,
They
you're just
people are
encouraging
disgusting sometimes.
Mattel, and I'm like, I'm not encouraging anybody. I wanted that doll. And
We love Barbie despite Mattel.
I'll tell you a really interesting story about that doll too. Um, I got a flyer in the mail for that doll, that Pink Splendor doll, from a store here,
Good old
JC
days.
JC Penney's. It's like Sears and JC. Anyway, I got a flyer. This was very interesting. I got a flyer to buy that doll from JC Penney's. 2 days later, I get the doll was $998. 2 days
It was
later,
very expensive.
yeah, 2 days later, I get approved for a credit card from J.C. Penney's
Bad
for
for them.
$1,031.49, which was the exact cost of the doll plus tax.
Whoa, that's a sign from heaven.
And I'm like, Mattel, you did not sell my name. That was my first, because all of a sudden I started. That's when Mattel was selling. They they were selling collectors' names. I know they were because I had never, wanted a Penny's credit card, but I just thought, how ironic is that I get a flyer about this doll, and then 2 days later I get approved for a credit card, and it's the exact cost of the doll with tax. I thought that was very.
Maybe it was not a heaven sign; it was a Mattel sign.
It was a Mattel sign. So, but anyway, it's what can I say? They were, all of a sudden I started getting all these catalogs from places, and I thought, why am I getting a Sears Barbie catalog? I didn't even have a Sears credit card, you know, and all this stuff. But anyway, I just thought that was really ironic about that Pink Splendor doll, so crazy as it is. So, any other
So,
subjects we get to talk about
oh, it is
today?
what it is. Unfortunately, not because I'm loving. I have one last question. I'm loving chatting with you and hearing your stories about Barbie and all the stuff you know. You are a very intelligent person, and I can see how
Well,
much you love Barbie, and that makes me make you make my day. That's what I'm saying. And I
thank
want
you.
to
I
know
feel the same
how lucky you are because I have this dream doll. It's my Grail doll, and I want to know if you have it because it would blow my mind, of course, and I would be dying after that. That is the Karl Lagerfeld doll. Do you have it? And if you have or don't, how you feel about this doll?
Can you wait a minute?
Of course, I can wait a minute.
You promise you'll still let me stay at your house when I come to Brazil?
Yeah, of course. That. Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm not even alive right now. Oh my
Can
god.
do you see anything?
Wow.
Do you see anything different?
Let me see. Maybe her neck.
It's the hand painted prototype before they used the Lagerfeld mold.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's right. Let me put my glasses. Oh my god, she's amazing. The prototype?
It's a hand
Really?
painted prototype. Yeah.
Oh my god, you are such a lucky guy. I can't even believe it. You know that I was supposed to be launched as gold label, but Carl thought that it was not at talk with his brand, so
Yeah.
he actually asked Mattel to lower the number of the produced. Oh my
Yeah.
god, you
Make
are
it
such a
platinum
lucky guy.
level. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm really astonished right now. Oh my
Glad I
god.
could make you
Oh,
happy.
oh, you made me speechless. My heart is pounding right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
My
So there you go. I hope I hope you like that.
so I am really happy that I found you. I'm really happy that I found you. I'm I'm really thrilled to know collectors like you that have so much passion for Barbie and have so much uh, knowledge to share with us.
Oh,
And
you're
it
welcome.
really made me emotional. I'm really
Oh,
happy.
well, thank you. I believe it or not, you are not even going to believe. I found that at the Barbie convention. I walked into a room at the Barbie convention and I pointed and I said, "What is that?" And because I immediately knew. And they said, "Oh yeah, that's the hand painted prototype of Karl Lagerfeld." And I said, "With the Aphrodite head mold." I believe that's the Aphrodite. Yeah, I believe that. And they said, "Yeah," and I said, "I'll take it."
Oh my god! And they just let you take it?
Well, I mean, I bought it. I bought it. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I said I'll buy it. You know.
Of course,
Yeah,
better for them
yeah,
because if they don't
yeah,
have sold it to you, they should prepare to be robbed because that's what I would have done.
yeah. I was like, oh my god. I was so excited when I got it. I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
Michael, sometime I may visit Texas, but you should never let me know your address. Never, ever.
Uh,
You know?
no.
Please, please. I don't want to be in jail.
Right. No, no. But anyway,
So,
yeah.
Michael,
I was curious because you said, oh, I was like, I thought, oh my god, I wonder what it is. and said, "You said that." I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute." I'm like, "I can help. I can."
Oh my God, that's amazing. So, Michael, I'm really astonished by your collection. I think that it's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe someday we can meet in person because I know I would be honored to meet you in person.
Oh,
And
thank you.
maybe you can visit Brazil. You were already invited. And that's it. I'm just speechless.
Well, I'm glad we were able to chat. I'm glad we were able to discuss all those things. I'm glad I was able to show you a dream doll for you, so.
Yeah, yeah, you showed me my dream job. So, Michael, thank you. This was a pilot for everyone watching to now because I love to chat.
Yes, me
So,
too.
yeah. So, I love it
All right.
because I want to see what you people think about this chat. And if you like it, please subscribe, thumbs up, of course. And I am happy restarting Doll Talk.
Yes, very much.
Oh, kisses. See you
Kisses.
next time. Thank
All
you,
right.
Michael.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
See you
Okay,
soon.
bye.
Bye.